Hello and welcome to the Portable Technology Solutions webinar on developing mobile applications in minutes without programming. Today we'll be talking about the TracerPlus Solution Center on TracerPlus.com and how it can help you develop a mobile data solution for your business. First we'll take a look at TracerPlus.com and the online library of sample applications in our Solution Center. Just go to the Solution Center from our home page and click on the Solution Finder. As you can see, we have a list of categories of common mobile data collection needs, including asset tracking, inventory, route accounting, and more. Each of these categories includes a number of more specifically targeted applications. Here's our list of asset tracking applications. As you can see, as you click through the selection process, you get to look at a screenshot of the form designer and also give you a brief description of the product itself that you can be downloading. Simply download this product right now, open it in TracerPlus Desktop to either customize it, or in some cases you could just deploy it directly to your device. Although we do have all of these applications available through our website, I'm going to show you a different option for getting to these applications. We have a direct link to all of these categories built right into TracerPlus Desktop. Keep in mind this product right now is available on TracerPlus.com. It's free to download. It's not a trial version. Fully functional development tool designed for TracerPlus users. Okay, we have TracerPlus Desktop here, and we can see we're going to jump right into the online samples. As you can see, the projects we have listed by the categories very similar to what you've seen on TracerPlus.com. For this demonstration, we're going to choose an event management application, and more specifically, we'll try our trade show attendee tracking project. So just hit select here. You can see here's our brief description, shot of the first tab of the form designer you'll see in TracerPlus Desktop later on during this demo. So just move on to the next bit of information, just to give you some background, summary, who created the file, and the date that it was created. Click on the import. You can see it's loaded and complete. It's that fast. Done with here, and now we open up to the project level. We can see in TracerPlus Desktop, we can look at our properties here. Here we have the opportunity to name the product. We're going to leave it here at Trade Show Tracking. No reason to change that at this point. Our TracerPlus settings, we have our operating mode set to professional. That's a matter of additions. As far as the license of the mobile client, we're talking about, we want to make sure that we match the license you have on the mobile client here. Switching over to Launcher, this is a rather new feature that we've added to TracerPlus Desktop. What I'm going to do is override this. It enables that. So what you can do here, as the administrator of the mobile project that you'll be putting out, you can control what the person out in the field will be seeing. In this case, what I want to do is remove the Show Config tab. You can see the difference when I click that off. There's really no need to have someone out in the field making changes to the project when as a controller, you're controlling it in TracerPlus Desktop. So let's start moving to the configurations that you can deal with that work on a more of an application level as opposed to just a global project settings. So let's take a look at our session settings and our field settings. Click over here to the left by the tree. This opens up a new tab, basically showing you your general settings for the particular application that you'll be deploying to the device. At this point, we're just going to move along, leave these as is for this particular demo, move right on down to the field settings section. And these are really the nuts and bolts of the application, where you're defining the actual information that you're going to gather. So we look here at the event date. This is a nice little feature that we have here with TracerPlus, where setting up as a data type, date, time, sets up pretty much an autofill for when the information is gathered, dealing with not having to enter, obviously, every time. So what we'll do here, move over to the event itself. This is the particular venue, say that the person has a booth placed, and we're going to look over general settings, field type of text. It will be entered at the time that they're sitting at the event itself. Visible, we can have a show and grid. We'll talk about that later, but right now what I'll do is I'll click that on, and we'll discuss that later when we're looking at the mobile device. Switch over to the After Scan tab. You'll notice here Clear on Submit is not filled out. Basically what we've got here for the event description, and the event rep, all three of these we have set to not having Clear on Submit. That's basically so when the user of the mobile form fills out this information, they can fill it out once at the beginning of the day and not have to do it every time they're meeting a new customer to their booth. Field 5, moving on to the Attendee ID. This is where if the attendee has a laminate or something with a barcode scan that may have some pre-populated information, if you're dealing with a back-end database in some situations, you would scan that, get that ID from that laminate. In this case, we've only got one session. We do not have lookup tables set up. That's in a very basic form that we have in front of here. TracerPlus is capable of doing lookups, and you probably want to attend a webinar, another webinar that we have put together, focusing very much on those lookup tables. Skipping down to attendee name, this is whether it's pre-populated or not. In this case, it won't be pre-populated. You fill out all the contact information that you need from the person you're discussing a potential working relationship with at the booth. Obviously the company, the address, city, other contact information. Notice here what we do not have is an email address. So I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how easy it is to add a field by adding the email address here. We'll go down to customer need, which is the third section. We move it into insert right here. See, we have a new field. Simply click on that, name it email address. You want to keep that as a text field. The next step is to update the flow of the form. With the additional email address field we added, we'll want to update the setting that determine which field the form jumps to once the email address is entered. This flow doesn't need to run in the listed order, and there can be reasons why you'd want that flexibility, but in this case, that's not necessary. So we'll go over to the zip code settings, switch over our go-to field from customer need over to email, jump over to the email, go to field, move that to customer need, and we're all set. Getting back to customer need at this point, what we want to do here is looking at different types of fields. Like in this case, we have a drop-down. So rather than everything being a simple text fill-out form, we can offer drop-down options. In this case, we have a time frame showing that it can be filled out. I'll add 2 years. No one would wait 2 years, but in any case, we have that option to show how easy it is to simply add another value to that group. Moving back to when to call would be an additional drop-down situation, different from customer need as opposed to when to call. The solution, it could be when the customer needs the job done. We move down to other sections, like whether or not the customer would want some literature sent or emailed. In both these cases, we've set that up as a field type of a checkbox. Very simple. Click it, puts the information in the database. Further down, we left some things open for some notes for the user to possibly fill out down the road.